The American political landscape is constantly shifting. New ideas emerge, challenging the status quo and offering different visions for the nation's future. One such idea has taken root within the Republican Party, a comprehensive plan known as Project 2025. This ambitious project lays out a detailed roadmap for a potential Republican administration, should they win the 2024 presidential election. Project 2025 is more than just campaign promises, it's a fully formed blueprint for governing. Developed by conservative think tanks and policy experts, it outlines a sweeping agenda for change across all sectors of government. At its core, Project 2025 seeks to fundamentally reshape the role of the federal government in American life. This vision centers on several key principles that have long been central to conservative ideology: limited government, individual liberty, free markets, and a strong national defense. Project 2025 aims to translate these principles into concrete policy actions, touching upon every aspect of American life. From healthcare and education to environmental regulations and foreign policy, the project's unveiling has sparked intense debate across the political spectrum. Proponents view it as a bold and necessary step towards restoring America's founding principles and unleashing economic prosperity. Critics, however, see it as a radical and potentially harmful agenda that could erode vital social safety nets and exacerbate existing inequalities. As the 2024 election draws closer, understanding the potential implications of Project 2025 becomes increasingly crucial for all Americans. Project 2025's blueprint is built upon a foundation of shrinking the federal government's size and scope. This involves significantly reducing federal spending, particularly in areas considered to be outside the core functions of government. Social programs, environmental regulations, and certain departments are targeted for downsizing or complete elimination. Deregulation is another key pillar of Project 2025. The project calls for a systematic rollback of regulations across various industries, with the aim of stimulating economic growth by freeing businesses from what proponents view as burdensome government oversight. This includes a significant scaling back of environmental regulations, particularly those related to climate change. The project emphasizes transferring power back to the states. This devolution of authority from the federal government is seen as a way to enhance individual liberty and allow states to tailor policies to their specific needs. This shift would have significant implications for areas such as education, healthcare, and social welfare programs, potentially leading to a patchwork of different policies across the nation. In essence, Project 2025 represents a stark departure from the progressive policies of recent decades. It envisions a leaner, less interventionist federal government with a greater emphasis on individual responsibility, free market principles, and state autonomy. Whether this vision resonates with the American people and translates into tangible policy changes remains to be seen. The 2024 election will undoubtedly serve as a referendum on this ambitious plan to reshape the American government. Project 2025's proposed economic reforms are perhaps its most discussed and debated aspect. The plan's advocates argue that reducing the government's footprint in the economy will unleash unprecedented growth and prosperity. They point to the potential benefits of tax cuts, deregulation, and a reduction in government spending, arguing that these measures will stimulate investment, create jobs, and boost overall economic output. However, critics express concerns about the potential consequences of such drastic cuts to federal programs. They argue that slashing social safety net programs could push vulnerable populations further into poverty and exacerbate income inequality. Additionally, concerns exist about the potential impact on education, healthcare, and scientific research, as these sectors rely heavily on federal funding. The proposed deregulation, while touted as a boon for businesses, raises concerns about potential negative externalities. Critics argue that rolling back environmental regulations could have detrimental effects on public health and the environment. Similarly, concerns exist about potential weakening of consumer protections and worker safety standards, which could leave individuals vulnerable to corporate exploitation. The economic impact of Project 2025 is difficult to predict with certainty. Supporters and detractors present compelling arguments, and the ultimate outcome would depend on a complex interplay of factors, including the specific policies implemented, the response of businesses and consumers, and the overall health of the global economy. Careful consideration of these potential impacts is crucial, as Americans evaluate the potential consequences of this ambitious plan.